talking. We back. I know it's been a while,
Yo.
but you know what time it is. I'm Rodney and Jay. What's going on, bro?
Hey, not much. We keep having these interferences that's keeping us off our regular schedule, but it's good to be back talking quarterback. So I'm ready for this one. How you
Yeah,
been?
man.
What's been new?
I think nothing, man. Just I last week was my fault, y'all.
Oh, it's, no
It
no
was my fault
faults.
last week. But hey, family life got stuff going
There you
on,
go.
so got to make some adjustments. But hey, we back. I've been cooling, man. I'm getting ready for these seasons. These fantasy football seasons. We got our dynasty thing that we had a good meeting about last week. So
So yeah.
just getting it popping, man. You know how we do.
You watching any of this basketball? I know we up against the NBA tonight. You
Uh,
been into the games? You rooting for
yeah,
anybody?
I'm rooting for the Warriors.
Good
I think
choice.
I think Steph is gonna get his fourth in the MVP.
Yeah.
You know that way he can go ahead and tie up with LeBron, so I can start having these arguments, people. So you know my
Yeah,
theory on that. So
yeah.
yeah,
The LeBron madness will not stop as a result because there'll always be those. And I don't hate on LeBron. He's really good. There's no doubt there.
Mm.
But I always say he ain't Jordan good, but he's good.
I mean Jordan stopped people from getting from
There
getting
you go.
championships. LeBron didn't. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna just leave it at that.
I'm
So
with you. I'm also going Warriors. I'm picking Warriors in six. They kind of disappointed me that first game, but I think they got their stuff together. As long as Draymond can stay in and
Draymond's
not fall out,
insanely
he should be
crazy.
all right.
Yeah, I'm going
Yeah.
Warriors in five.
Ooh,
I think they posed a one game one.
they should
They
have.
let that slip, and then I think they took their heart the
Yeah.
last game. So I think these next couple games, I think they just gonna just take them out. If they get one tonight, I know it's going five, but I got them going five
Yeah.
though. So
I know one thing we talked about before was Jason Tatum, and they ready to put him up. But it's like, hey, I don't think this is the year. So
well, I told y'all, like I
yeah,
said, they giving it, they trying to let the Warriors win this thing. It ain't their time yet. Everybody got their time when
everybody
you're
got to
supposed to
wait
win
in
one.
line.
Yeah, got to wait in line, man. It's
That's
coming.
what's up. All right, so where we want to start? We want to jump in on some NFL news.
Let's go. We're going to start with hot news of the day. Obviously, I'm trying to figure out where they're getting all this money from. So I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna say Cooper Cup 3 year, $80 million extension,
Yeah,
and Donald got another 3 year, 2 year, 65 million.
65
I,
guaranteed. The
I'm
total
trying to
was
figure out.
I want to say like 90 or something, eight
Yeah,
somewhere in the 80s or 90s. It's crazy money.
I'm trying to figure out where they're getting this money from. They got like an unlimited cap or something.
Hey,
Somebody doing something. I don't
they
know.
showed last year you can buy a Super Bowl, and apparently they're trying to buy the back to backs.
Oh my
So
gosh, it's gonna
more
come with a
power to them.
consequence though. At the end of
Some
all this, they're gonna be rebuilding in about three or
yeah,
4 years.
the always the bill comes due. So
I
yeah,
just Yes, it
they
is.
gonna enjoy these periods now, but yeah, they gonna have a long dry spell
Oh my
at
gosh,
some
it's gonna be
point.
terrible.
So
Then we got DK missing camp. Well, he skipped camp. He
yeah,
ain't missing camp.
he missed it
He
because he
could.
skipped. So,
Well, he's in a contract
yeah,
dispute, so he could lose ninety-three
yeah,
thousand dollars. But what he failed to understand is it ain't like the old days where they will forgive you for missing camp when
yeah,
you resign a new deal. The new CBA says that you still have to pay that money,
yeah.
that 93,000, even though you got the new deal. So he's Debo showed up, so he should have showed up. I'm just saying,
I
like
figured you was gonna bring your diva comment. Just hating on everybody in the
I ain't
NFC
hating. I'm just
West.
saying, would you want to lose $93,000 in 3 days?
I
I
don't want to
wouldn't.
use $90 in 3 days.
That's what I'm
But
saying. Like it doesn't make sense. I'm going to camp,
yeah,
even if I'm just running on the sideline. I'm
right.
there. They can't find me for not being there, so I'm there. Then we got the Broncos have been sold for $4.65 billion to Walton, aka Walmart. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
they say it's two family members
Yeah,
in the NFL that own the team in the NFL that's in, I guess, that Walton family that owns the
yeah.
Walmart. So hey, they just buying it up, man.
Must be
Well,
nice.
they say he can write a check right now for $4.65 billion. I said, okay, that's crazy. Hey, man. Hey. Good luck with that. Denver got a good owner though, so I guess they're gonna
Yeah.
you gonna spend some money. And
Yeah.
the biggest thing out right now is Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
talk about that. What is going on with this case?
I am so glad we're talking quarterbacks tonight because we're gonna do our tiered rankings. We went through about a week ago and started putting stuff on paper, and already I'm ready to change mine from the
Yes.
way
Oh
we
my
rank them.
God.
So the New York Times had a story that came out this week, basically saying that he has been seeing at least 66. That these are known cases of masseuses that he's gone to in a period of 17 months. All of this coming out after a 20. It was 22. Then I think about a week or two ago was 23, and now there's 24 accusers. So the numbers are still going up, and there's still a lot of uncertainty about what's going on. NFL still has not concluded the investigation, but Deshaun Watson, he needs to keep his hands to himself because he is about to mess up. Well, he already
Yeah.
messed up, past tense, but we'll see how much he suffers from his mess ups
I
before.
mean, this is just crazy to me. I'm trying to figure out why they haven't made like a decision yet.
Yeah,
Because my thing is, the more you wait, the more stuff is gonna come out, and then they gonna wait
yeah,
even longer to make a decision. They acting like Cleveland acting like he just gonna play. So
yeah.
they
They have no comment. Yeah,
yeah. So
but we said this when they decided to give them 230 million guaranteed dollars. I mean that is a straight Cleveland Browns move because it makes no sense with the uncertainty surrounding his future. But it's Cleveland.
well, they can void the money out. They said it's. I
Potentially,
seen a
yeah,
report saying they could void out the two
yeah. They
hundred
said
thirty
it's
million.
possible they could avoid, but then you have to go back to Baker Mayfield and say, "Oops, so I bad. We like you after all," or
I
maybe
mean,
try to get
you can have
Jimmy.
Jimmy
Yeah,
come get Jimmy, take Jimmy off our
I know
hands for a
you would
year,
love
draft him
that.
quarterback. I would love that. What are you talking about, man? That'd be
Yeah,
excellent. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm staying away from him. I have talked to a couple people,
yeah,
that we know, and I was high on Deshaun Watson earlier,
uh huh.
but I'm kind of staying away from him in a like honestly because I just don't understand what's going on. I don't get it. I just
Here's the deal with him. We've seen the last time he was on the field, he led the league in yards and I think touchdowns. But we saw him throw over 5,000 yards just a couple
yeah,
of years ago. So the potential upside is like he tier one, but the
definitely.
fact of you might not have him puts a damper on anything you and very initially people say it probably maybe like 4 to 6 games. Now some people say maybe as many as 8. Right now it's just too much
It's
to,
too up
to,
in the
to bet
air.
on. So when I need
Yeah.
a quarterback, I need to know I'm going to have him on a week to week basis. I mean, stuff happens where you lose guys, but I can't go into the season knowing I might not have this dude for half the season. So good luck to those that are drafting him, but he would not be high on this part of R&J's rankings,
Now, would
despite
you
what we
would
say
you
tonight.
would you draft him in fantasy? I mean, in dynasty.
In Dynasty, there's a little more leeway because even if you don't get him this year, in
Hmm.
theory, you have him maybe next year, and
Yeah,
because he's still young. It's not like he's an old. What is he like?
24,
25, 20,
25.
something like that.
Yeah,
I forget the exact, but he's still young, so he's got many years potentially left. But at the pace he's going right now, I don't even know if I want to touch him in Dynasty. For me, there's other options I can go with
yeah,
because he right now is showing really bad judgment. He's just too risky for me.
yeah. I, I don't know. It depends.
Yeah,
It depends on who I get at quarterback
right.
first, and then if I can sit him down and
Yeah,
let him wait for you, then I'll probably do it. But
it,
it depends.
and it also depends on what everyone else in your league does. Because if everybody is down on him, well, at some point, you know what I'm saying.
Gotta
Anybody's draftable. Like okay, it's like real late and he's still hanging out there. Maybe,
yeah.
but more so like you said in Dynasty than redraft. Redraft, I'm done. He
Yeah,
is off my
redraft. No,
list.
not
Yeah.
indeed. Now the only way I'm doing it in a redraft if he's still available
Yeah.
late.
If they say
Especially
if you have some more clarity, maybe.
yeah, more clarity at that point in
Yeah.
August. Like for us, August is a big month as
Yeah.
far as draft. So for more clarity, if they saying 6 games, I may go
Maybe
with
take
him
him
as a
late.
a fourth quarterback, but if he falls that far, but
Yeah.
I'm not reaching up to get him though. That's
Nah,
just not
nah, nah,
happening.
nah,
So I don't know.
nah. Yeah. One more story, and this involves of all teams, the Washington football team. Uh, well, no, wait, they're the Commanders. I
The
keep forgetting
Commanders,
that
come on
they're
now,
the Commanders.
get it right now.
As if they didn't. The reason they are the Commanders because of their racist past and changing names, but their defensive coach, Jack Derry. I want to read this directly. This is in response to the January 6th hearings that are coming up. And so he put out a tweet that said people's livelihoods are being destroyed, businesses are being burnt down, no problem. But they have a dust up at the Capitol, nothing burned down, and we're going to make that a major deal. I just think it's kind of two standards. So first, in his somewhat defense, he came back and apologized for calling the January 6th insurrection a dust up. Because keep in mind, people did die after that event, and so it's really bad judgment on the part of a team that does not need any. Don't the Commanders have enough drama going on with their owner, their deals with cheerleaders, their thing with John Gruden. The bad news for the Washington football team now, the Commanders, just keeps piling up, and this was just an unforced error, stupid thing to say.
How about you just not say nothing at all?
There you
I
go.
mean, at this point, you don't want to. I mean, you in DC. On top of that,
Of all
where it
reasons, right?
happened, um, it doesn't make sense. He shouldn't have said it. I mean, and then you compare it to another group of people,
Right.
and more than half your team is that. I mean, it doesn't
Right.
make sense. Like let's be real now.
It's
Like you trying to divide your team up. Like,
right.
come on now. Like you're gonna lose all. They're not gonna be confident. They don't want to play for you.
Yeah. So
If you got that thought, that type of thought. So for me, I'm not.
yeah. Right now
I'm
they're
a,
trying to keep it all internal and stuff. It'll probably brush over as far as the football team is concerned, but it's like you said, it's unnecessary drama on your team.
yeah.
Uh, Fortunately, in the off season, before things start to matter, but it's just not smart. Like you said, sometimes it's better not to say anything at all.
Just let it go.
This was definitely one of those times.
Yeah, he should have said no comment or whatever. If the question
Something.
was asked to him, he should have just said no comment and left it alone.
Yeah.
That's what he should have did. But most time
Hey.
people want to make the news and bring attention
Hey.
to themselves. So I guess
Speaking of, we have our Twitter links up there if you want to hit us up. But sometimes, in his case, Twitter can be your worst enemy.
sure can. Also subscribe and
like, subscribe, and we will try to keep ourselves free
trouble.
of those kinds of troubles.
Yes,
Yes,
we
indeed.
tend to anyway. So let's talk
Yeah.
quarterbacks, man. Let's get
Hey,
it started.
that's why we're here tonight. So you want to get us started with our rankings?
Tier one.
First set.
Let's go. Let's go. Tier ones. We got Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, and Tom Brady. Uh, this list for me was fairly easy. I know you like
Yeah.
behind the scenes you wanted three, but I had to fight for
Yeah,
Tom.
we had to fight. We had a lot of debate over whether Tom Brady deserves in there. I let you win because you have some really good points.
I
So
mean, you can't discount the fact
yeah,
that the guy actually threw for 10,000 yards over the
the
last
last
two
two seasons,
years, about 65 plus
touchdown.
touchdowns.
Yeah,
So, I mean, you got to take that into account. So, no matter, I think the problem with you're looking at is the age. You're
yeah.
looking at the age, and somehow at some point he got to fall to pieces. I'm past looking at the age. I mean, at this point, this man
Yeah.
is ageless to me. So I feel like he need to be in this group. And honestly, in my mind, if I got the number one pick in our league,
Mm.
I'm going Tom Brady.
That's bold. That's bold, but it's proven. Hey, in this particular league, for those that haven't watched us all the time, is a 2 quarterback league where quarterback points are like bananas off the board. And I had Tom Brady in that league last year, and I finished number 1 in the regular season. Tom couldn't bring me the championship, but there's no question. He way outperformed what people were
Yeah.
expecting him for last year. I got him in like the 8th round, and he was the number 1 quarterback. So Tom, I can't hate on Tom because Tom did me well just last year. I have a little bit of trepidation just because, like you said, the age thing and the fact that he retired and unretired, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it sounds a little bit shaky. But I mean, when you pull out the stats, there's just no
Stats
denying
matter.
what it is.
Just saying. You
Now,
gotta.
also in that list though, who are you go? You're saying you're going Tom Brady. Most people are going either Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes. Between those two, who do you rank higher?
I rank Josh Allen over Patrick Mahomes
Okay.
only because Josh Allen has a more established receiver um, than actual Patrick Mahomes does.
Yeah.
Because with the loss of Tyreek Hill, I think that moves him below Josh Allen. And Josh Allen, the last couple of years, had just been
He's been
a better
bananas.
fan. Yeah, he's been a better fantasy quarterback than not taking anything away from Patrick Mahomes, but
Right.
he's just been better than Patrick Mahomes, honestly. So I'm going Josh Allen over Patrick Mahomes, and I think at the end of the day, I think he's gonna be a little bit better because it's gonna take that receiving core to get going in
Yeah.
Kansas City, first couple games. But who knows? It's Patrick Mahomes. He makes stuff happen. You still got Kelsey, so
Hey, that's the cog that gets that offensive going. But I'm like you. I'm gonna say I'm going Josh Allen, and it's strictly because what he gives with his legs. He puts in. He's what a lot of people expect from another quarterback. We'll talk later, Lamar Jackson.
hmm
But Josh Allen has done it with his arms and his legs consistently, which is something you
yeah,
can't say about Lamar Jackson. So I'm Josh Allen all the way. But I still got love for Tom Brady, and I got love for Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes is my second guy. And then, of course, on that list again is Justin Herbert. So,
yeah. I
all good
will
guys. If you
say
get any of those guys, I think you're pretty good and solid.
honestly, but I will say this though:
Yeah,
Justin Herbert did finish second
yeah,
in the league in passing last year. He got a lot of weapons.
yeah.
In my opinion, he has more weapons than actual Patrick Mahomes
Okay,
has,
I can
and
give you
Josh
that.
Allen. If you're looking at Keenan Allen, Mike Williams,
Yeah,
Eckler, you're looking at tight end. So they have weapons, and they got a
yeah,
good defense. So they have weapons. Just think about it. Eckler was number 2 on the team in receptions last year at 90 something. So I mean, just you can't go wrong with either one on this list.
yeah,
But if it's up to me, if I'm going one, it's gonna be Brady or Justin
okay,
Herbert, and then I
yeah,
leave everybody else down. So
yeah. Hey, the thing you love about Justin Herbert is the trajectory. And if we're
hmm
talking dynasty, for instance, he's the youngest guy on the group,
oh my
so
gosh, yes,
potentially you have him the longest. But I mean, it's not like Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes are old guys, but they're old. They've got more years under their belt, and so an advantage if you are looking dynasty. Maybe Justin Herbert above all of them.
yeah,
Especially Tom Brady because he might retire again. So
yeah.
I
I
don't think
mean,
Tom Brady is your dynasty option
oh no, not even.
unless you're already at a point in your team where you just win this year. Then scoop him. But he's probably already taken anyway
Yeah,
if your
more than
league's been
likely.
established that long. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So I'm with you on that.
yeah. So
We got tier 2,
uh-huh.
which is Joe Burrow, Matthew Stafford, Kyler Murray, Derek Carr, Russell Wilson, and Dak Prescott. Um, woo, this list here. Um, I got some likes and I got some I don't like, on this list.
Uh
So I'm not a big
who you
Kyler
got?
Murray fan, not at
Yeah.
all. So
Can I say again? Bunch of hatred for that NFC West. You said something
it's
bad about
not
all
that though,
those
man.
teams so far.
It's not even.
Coincidence?
No, no, no. It's not that.
Okay.
It's the fact that he misses a lot of games.
Yeah, he's small.
If you look at the
Yeah.
stats, the first half of the season he's really good. It's the
Hmm.
second half when he kind of disappears. You
Yeah.
really don't see him as much because he gets hurt.
I've seen
But
him wear down. I give you that.
he's not a bad quarterback. It's just for me, I need you all year round. If you're gonna be this high up on the list, which he deserves to be in this ranking.
Yeah.
It's just I think he's probably more at the bottom of these guys that's in there to me. So
I, I give you that. I'm a fan of Kyler in as much as what he gives you. Again, for fantasy football, running quarterbacks that have the ability to throw consistently are like gold, and Kyler Murray fits that grouping. But I'm with you. There's a few guys in this ranking I take above him. Who's your top guy in this in this second tier?
Joe Barrow, like Joe, I love the
Smoking
receiving
Joe.
core. I love the receiving core. I wanted to put Joe in that top tier one, but I think Joe started late last year. That's how he end up. But the problem I think the thing that they can run into that's going into this year is they're gonna actually jail even more
Mm-hmm.
because they started late last year and they're gonna actually it's gonna be crazy because all of them went over 1,000 yards last year. So just think about that and the receiver
Yeah.
like the running back had receiving
They.
yards. So it's crazy how well that offense is gonna be. It's just
Yeah.
how well can they transform from last year to this year.
Hey,
So
we going back to our discussion. I wanted to have Joe Barrow in tier one when we first started talking. I love Joe and talk about trajectories. His has been like skyrocketing. Super Bowl in his second year, didn't pull it off, but almost did. And like you said, that offense is just stacked.
yeah.
But I'm gonna be a homer for a second. Put up these tier two guys, and you know who I'm
Oh
in
my
love with.
gosh. We already know. Come on, man.
Hey, if you've been following the show long enough, you know I am a diehard Raiders fan. And when they added Devontae Adams, I think he takes over that spot that Aaron Rodgers would normally have in our rankings. With the only thing that Derek Carr's been missing is touchdowns. He's a consistent guy. He's going to give you 4,000 yards easily, but he hasn't been able to get the ball in the end zone at all times. Get ready for that to change with Devontae Adams. So for fantasy purposes, yo, he is tier two with potential tier one abilities because I think the Raiders offense is going to be dramatically different. Not only because they bring in a new coach, offensive minded guy who put the Patriots offense I won't say on the map, but he did some amazing things with that offense. I think he's going to do the same thing. Get ready to see Derek Carr. We're not at bold predictions, but I'm gonna tell you already, and I may have said it already. Bold prediction will be Derek Carr's gonna have the year of his career. So
I guess, man. That's that.
yeah,
No, I'm just joking,
yeah.
man. I
It's
had Derek
definite.
Carr in a couple of leagues last year.
Right.
But the only problem was he started hot.
Yeah,
He simmered off a little bit.
a lot. Yeah, he did.
Um, but I think that had a lot to do with injuries
Hmm.
to Waller.
A whole lot of
Um,
drama on the Raiders last year that we don't need
yeah,
to
so
talk
that had a lot
about.
to do with it. So I think more touchdowns, same amount of yards from last year. I think he performs well
Yeah,
with Devontae Adams there. So I definitely say he deserves to be on this list.
yeah,
Russell Wilson should do well
yeah,
if they allow him to actually be Russ, which I think they will.
yeah.
That receiving core is really good. They're young though,
Yeah,
so
they're
so you got
unproven.
unproven. So they gotta kind of come together in jail. So I can. It's gonna probably take a couple games for them to get rolling,
Yeah,
but I do think that that's gonna be a good receiving core up in Denver. So
yeah. Welcome Cecil Taylor to the show. Good to see you here, and I'm feeling good. So yeah, good to be back. Um,
yeah.
since you are not obviously going to give him any credit, Matthew Stafford is another good name on
Oh
this
no, I'm
list.
not taking nothing away from Matthew Stafford. It's no hate there. Matthew
No hate.
Stafford, he won me a championship, two of them actually last
Oh
year.
yeah,
So I ain't mad at him. He gonna have another productive
yeah.
year like always. So I ain't saying him. I just think the two that stand out the most.
Hmm.
What are we getting from Dak? Dak,
Yeah, that's a
yeah,
question mark.
yeah. I mean, you got your number one, but is what's your number two? Gallup. Is he gonna be healthy enough to play right away, or what are you getting from your number two? Because no more Amari Cooper to take some of that away.
Mm-hmm.
Can CeeDee Lamb step up and be a number one? But going based on stats and offenses,
Right.
you got to put Dak in this line in this tier two because he has the offense, got the offensive line, got the weapons. Can he produce like he did last year? Which he did well. Don't get me wrong, he definitely did well. So we'll see. You
Yeah.
know,
Without Amari there, I think I mentioned where I think Amari was the staple guy in that offense, but I think CeeDee Lamb has shown that he's going to be able to step up. And I actually like Michael Gallup, so I think
okay,
they're going to be pretty good with that offense together. So I like Dak, but he I think he probably is the weak link in that group of guys
yeah.
that can probably fall to maybe tier three. But worthy. We struggled a bit on that 10th spot in our second tier.
Yeah, I lost
But
that one because I
yeah,
wanted to put somebody there, but
yeah,
I did lose
you
that
had
one. But
somebody.
yeah, it's cool. It's all right.
I hit the tier three quarterbacks. This is where it kind of gets iffy. You can go a lot of different directions on how these guys. In alphabetical order. We got Kirk Cousins, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, who's probably a bit lower than a lot of people have him in our rankings. We got Trey Lance, Aaron Rodgers, who's lower than he's probably ever been in our rankings. We got Tua Tagovailoa, Deshaun Watson with a big asterisk now, and Jameis Winston
Yeah,
rounding off our tier three guys. These are all guys. They're going to be consistent. If you have any of them, I think you'll be fine. But they all have a few question marks associated with them. Since we already did the news, the obvious question about what Deshaun Watson is how many games is he going to play, if any, at the rate this
yeah.
thing is going. So I ain't feeling him. But who do you like the most in this group?
Man, what kind of question is that, man?
I know. For
God
those that don't
dang.
know.
For those that don't know, yeah. Um,
Aaron Rodgers?
no,
No,
Trey Lance.
of
Trey Lance. I
course.
love Trey Lance. Trey Lance, I think is Trey Lance is good. That's all I'm gonna say. He's good. In everybody know I'm an Niners fan, so this might come off as a homer take, but whatever. Um, he has weapons around him. Let's
Yeah.
be honest. This is the same team that Jimmy Garoppolo, air quotes, supposedly took to the NFC Championship game in the Super
Mm-hmm.
Bowl. He got carried, but that's a whole nother story. This time this guy actually can carry the team
Yeah.
himself because he does things that Jimmy can't do. And I think with Debo and with Brandon Ayuk, with Kittles, with Mitchell,
Yeah.
I think that core is going to be really good.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be good. Honestly, a lot of people don't think so, but that's fine. You gotta proof is in the pudding, and I know he got to show it. So we definitely gonna see what he does in the preseason. Which I think he'll do well. I don't think
Yeah.
he'll play that much anyway, but still,
He
I think
shouldn't.
he'll do well. Now the weakest person on this list to
Mm-hmm.
me is between two people.
Okay.
Um, is Tua and Jalen Hurts,
Okay.
in
I
my
wouldn't
opinion.
argue with that.
Um, Tua, yes, he got Waller, he got Tyreek Hill, he has weapons. The problem is, can he get the weapons? Can he get the ball to
Get the
him
ball.
with weapons? I think they're gonna employ a lot of that bubble screen type thing that the 49ers run because
Mm-hmm.
obviously it's the same coach. I think they do a lot of that with Tyreek Hill and Waddle. So I can see that. Tua will probably get most of his yards that way. Jalen Hurts, he just got to prove it to me. A lot of people are high on Jalen Hurts, bro. I'm
Yeah.
just not one of them. I'm sorry. Um, he got to show me more, and they got some weapons out there now.
Hey, AJ Brown makes Jalen Hurts a lot better than he
But
was.
again, he got to
Yeah.
produce. He got to get him the
He's got to
ball.
perform. Mm-hmm.
So if he can't get him the ball, then it's no. He's in his tier, but it's him and Tua at the bottom. I go Jameis Winston over Jalen. I love Jameis Winston in that
Yeah.
offense.
Did you
Honestly,
go to Vegas? Jameis Winston is the the favorite to lead the league in passing yards this year.
He's done it before.
That's why I said we've seen him.
Seen it.
Yeah.
So he's did 5,000 yards with no problem.
Yeah.
Then he had 33 interceptions, but that's just I mean that's here and there. But like if you're thinking about total yards, then yes, he definitely somebody you can say, man, he could do it because with the receiving core that they have, Michael Thomas, and they have they picked up somebody from I forgot the receiver from Cleveland, and they got a couple of the young guys.
They got Jarvis Landry.
Jarvis
Landry.
Landry.
Is the name you're looking for. Yeah.
So they definitely got weapons. I can see them doing some stuff. So
if he comes back from his injury healthy, and he's unleashed, because they say now Taysom Hill is going to be a tight end.
Yes.
Yo, Jameis, we know, like you said, it wasn't that long ago. He was putting up numbers like Tom Brady is doing in Tampa Bay now. So the potential's there. So I actually like Jameis. I don't say he's my favorite quarterback in this tier, but he's high up there. I'm also gonna go out on a limb and try to. It's hard for me to do this because we both talked about Lamar Jackson. I want to say this is the year he goes back to his MVP form. I can't give him a lot of trust just because of the potential for injuries. Makes me kind of low, but Lamar Jackson, in a lot of people's minds, is probably going to be gone by the time most of these guys are in tier 3 because, hey, people always love that potential. So if there's a guy in this tier I think has the potential to do a lot more, it would be him. And then just based off his legacy, Aaron Rodgers as well. But I just don't know who he's throwing to on a consistent basis on that squad.
I think Aaron Rodgers he's in a down year for me. And it reminds me of when not the first MVP he won, but the year before that when he had a really, really down year. And that's when they draft, I want to say 2020, when they drafted Love. The year before that in 2019.
Before, right.
He had a down year and they went Love because they felt like he was kind of done. Now, is that going to be the Aaron Rodgers you see this year? That you say, oh man, because to me, he'd probably take a step back, maybe two, because that receiving core is not that great, to be honest with you.
You're seeing him ranked lower than you have in years. But here's my one positive for Aaron Rodgers, if you want to look for a reason to say he's going to still be great. Think about the years that Deshaun Watson put up numbers having no wide receivers. Look at the years Tom Brady before he had he's known for having really poor groups of wide receivers. And to tell you the truth, other than Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers himself hasn't had an elite group of wide receivers. It's just the fact that Devontae Adams is so good that it makes up for everything that was missing. So there's the potential with his talent to take a group of no-name guys and take lemons and make lemonade. So
well, the problem I have with that is can you? The thing with Devontae Adams had a big target share.
Yeah, all of it
with Green Bay.
Yeah.
Can he spread the football?
Well,
the question.
I think he can. Has he? No. Can he? Aaron Rodgers is really good. Aaron Rodgers is still really good, and I think he's going to be forced to be a better quarterback than he's been, if that's possible, because of necessity. He's going to have to spread it around, and he's going to have to find his new favorite guy, because really there's nobody that stands out in that group right now.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, is he going? He's forced to spread the ball around.
Yeah.
Can he do it? I don't think, honest. But I don't. I mean, he has a really big target share. I mean, it's over
because he was that good.
I get it, but still, think about it this way: if Devontae Adams was getting double teamed most games, which he did, he got double teamed most games. That second receiver should have been there to be wide open because he had one-on-one coverage.
Hey,
as
a guy who has Devontae Adams on his favorite team now, Devontae Adams is always open, even if he's triple covered. Devontae Adams is open.
So, all right, if you say so. Y'all are different. Y'all got Waller. Y'all got
we got Hunter Renfrow. I'm gonna still be high on my man Hunter.
You got
this year.
Hunter
we got more weapons to mess around with.
So
So
you can't just blatantly double team Hunter Renfrow. You
yeah,
can't double team Waller. You can't double team Adams. You gotta depend on depend on the type of defense you're running. You gotta say, all right, we're gonna keep one over
yeah,
Adams and let somebody else kill us. But you can't do that in Green Bay. He had
yeah.
Alan Lazar who couldn't catch a cold sometimes. I mean, come on
Yeah.
now. It's just I don't know. At the end of the day, I feel like
Hey, I'm with you. This is going to be a year where Aaron Rodgers is going to have to show how good he is, but I think he would not have a problem with that. But he's still tier 3 because we need to see him do it.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
he could end up as a tier 2, but right now he's a tier 3 in my
yeah.
book. So
I'm not going to argue with that.
yeah. So
All right, you want to hit
now,
the fourth tier?
yeah, we're going to the fourth tier. This is the desperate one here, boy. Um, we got Justin Fields, Matt Ryan, Trevor Lawrence, Mac Jones, Jared Goff, Zach Wilson, Davis Mills, Carson Wentz. Um, woo, woo. Man. Oh gosh, where do we go from here? I am. Woo,
You're struggling. You're
I'm trying to
trying to
see
find
which
somebody you
one.
like. I
Nah,
say Matt Ryan is my favorite quarterback in this group, and he's
yeah, Matt
old.
Ryan is. Yeah.
However, he's going to a place where he actually has an offensive line, which he hasn't had in about a decade almost with Atlanta. I don't like his receiving core. The other thing you got to be aware of is they're the Colts. They're going to run the ball religiously. But I think
Yes.
there's the fact that what Matt Ryan brings that they didn't have consistently with Carson Wentz is the fact of, okay, if you are going to put 8 in the box to stop Jason Taylor, Matt Ryan is a consistent 4,000-yard passer, and he will make those other guys, the receivers, better. So there's that potential that Jason Taylor and that offensive line is going to give Matt Ryan opportunities that he didn't have the last few years in Atlanta. So at this point, when you're at tier 4, this is your backup quarterback in a two quarterback league or super flex. This is your secondary guy. So the slim pickings, but I think Matt Ryan is at least a consistent guy. And for fantasy football, my number one thing is consistent players. And looking down this list, he is the only player in this group that I could use the word consistent with.
Well, yeah, I'm going Matt Ryan. Um, Now, my surprise out of this list is Davis Mills.
Yeah,
I think Davis
that's
Mills is going to be really good. He played pretty well last year as a
mm,
rookie.
he did.
Um, I think him and Brandon Cooks gonna do well. To be honest, with Brandon Cooks is always good for some reason. He plays well with any quarterback. So, um, Justin Fields. I have seen a lot of lists where they don't believe in Justin Fields, but it's not Justin Fields' fault. It's the organization's fault because they didn't bring
Yeah,
anybody in to help Justin Fields.
they are intentionally trying to lose this year, and you can't convince me otherwise.
I don't know why,
Yeah,
to be honest with you. I feel like Justin Fields is gonna not. I'm not saying he's Deshaun Watson of Houston when he did 5,000, but I think he's gonna have to do that much for them just to
yeah,
be
it's
in the
irrelevant.
game.
Uh,
Um, so he could be a productive type of quarterback for
mm-hmm.
you if you need him, because he gonna be in the game and
Because
running, passing. He gonna have to do it all because they have nothing else. But now you want to
yeah,
say Mooney, then yeah, okay, Mooney's fine,
Mooney's
but
good. He was
Mooney's
nice
good.
last year.
But who's your second receiver? Who's
Yeah,
your
Allen
tight end?
Robinson's gone. They
Yeah,
they actually do have a good tight end in commit. He we're not doing tight ends today, but he's gonna be on people's lists. But I'm with you. They did not try to do anything in the off season to make that offense better. So yeah, I like Justin Fields as a potential guy down the road, but this year I'm not feeling it.
yeah. I
Except
mean
for the
Davis.
fact of, like I said before, running quarterbacks are gold for fantasy football. And he's gonna have to do that. He's gonna have to, like you said, he's gonna have to do everything because he's not working with a lot of talent.
Yeah, I mean, Trevor Lawrence might kind of step up a little bit this year,
Yeah, he should be
but I
better.
don't I don't like their receiving core. They gave Christian Kirk way too much money.
Way too much money.
Now the one person that needs to step up is Zach Wilson. I mean,
Yes.
Zach Wilson had some bad games last year. If you ever have a chance, go look. You just look up his stats from last
He
year.
got benched,
He got
and
he got some
people thought there was
bad games.
absolutely no way he gets benched because they had nobody to fall back on. They found someone to fall back on because he was playing that poorly.
Yeah,
So yeah,
so he
he's
got
got to
benched
do better.
for some kid named White.
Yeah,
So he got to step up. They added a lot of weapons on the O line.
yeah,
They added some weapons at receiver. So he may be. He just got to step up. And
yeah,
they talking good about him. Honestly, they saying that he
yeah.
may be good this year, but
He has to be better than he was last year, right?
I I,
Are you
I
drafted
guess
him though?
no, I'm not. Not even. Not even in dynasty. I'm not drafting.
Not at all. What about another quarterback on this list? Carson Wentz. Do you think he has a redemption story here with the Washington Commanders, or he's just another bad year at quarterback?
I think he's gonna be average at best.
Yeah.
I think they're not gonna ask him to do as much as Indy was asking him because
Mm-hmm.
Indy was asking him, "We need you to throw the football," and
Yeah.
this was games where he didn't even crack 200
He
yards.
was not good. Well,
So
I take that back. There were games if you weren't paying attention, that Carson Wentz looked like he was pretty good. He wasn't like awful all the time,
no,
but he was not consistently good for fantasy football. Like I said, consistency is the key, and he ain't that.
yeah, he wasn't good.
Yeah,
But in Washington, I think
he might have that chance.
he might have that chance because they want to run the ball.
Yeah,
Um, and they said that wide receiver that they drafted looks pretty good. So
yeah,
they say he's stepping in and actually going to be the second. I think it's
yeah.
Dotson. He's stepping in and be the second receiver. You still got Scary Terry, so they have good pieces around them. It's just
They've got
it,
Antonio Gibson, who's
yeah.
uh,
It's
I,
now is he the second best? It's the question is his receivers better than the Colts receivers from last year?
I think so.
That
Especially
that
when the fact that T.Y. Hilton was hurt like every week.
Yeah.
Then
So
yeah.
if that is gonna help him as far as this year, he could be better. I don't I don't
Same
think he could be
question.
worse.
Are you going to draft him?
No, not if I have to.
this group, not to say, we got to the point in these tiers where it's like, you're just drafting a guy because he's there. The only guy on this list I think I could get semi excited about drafting would be Matt Ryan. If I like, I'm with you. I think Davis Mills has the potential to be pretty good. I actually had Davis Mills on a couple of squads last year.
Hmm.
I didn't use him a lot, but when I did, he came through all right. Um, I'm wondering how I feel, and only because he's gonna be their only choice. How I feel about Jared Goff. Uh, I don't like him for real, but they do have some interesting young talent at wide receiver on that squad. Where it's like, and if DeAndre Swift is healthy, who catches out the backfield, they might be able to utilize Jared Goff's skills to have a semi-serviceable quarterback. Not enough to get excited about, but he's out there.
I think with the talent they have, the problem is they don't have a backup quarterback
Yeah,
that can
that's
supplant him. So
right.
he's safe as the quarterback, but the only ones I really would draft off this list is probably Matt Ryan,
Yeah,
Trevor Lawrence, Davis Mills, and I might just do Justin Fields just because of the
just
fact that
because.
I know he's gonna be doing so much
Yeah,
point wise. He may help you. I mean, people don't understand the theory of you don't go draft the best quarterback with the. I guess you draft the best quarterback, but late you try to get quarterbacks that's gonna actually get you points.
yeah,
And he could be one of those guys that can get you points to say, hey, you know what? He'll get me this amount of points per week because A, they're gonna be losing.
yeah.
B, he gonna have to do so much. So it's possible that hey, Justin Fields may be a good pick. To be honest with you.
Mac Jones was in the Pro Bowl, not fully because of his own talents, but
No.
he's there if you need him. So,
Well, my only thing with that is they drafted another quarterback this year.
yeah,
So what does that say about Mac Jones? So,
I
and
forgot you're a Mac Jones hater anyway.
I'm not hating. That's just a fact.
They
I mean,
did. They
they
did.
drafted a whole nother quarterback, and I ain't saying in the sixth round either. I'm saying like in the third or fourth round they
Right.
drafted a
Right.
quarterback.
Just in cases.
Yeah, just in case Mac Jones don't work out. I really think
Yeah.
Mac Jones hit a ceiling already. Personally,
Hey.
that's just me.
But he
I
could say
think
he was in the Pro Bowl. However he
what
got
does
there. And he had a chance to
whatever.
hit the gritty. So, you know.
Okay, you want to
No.
give him that? That's fine. I'm not gonna argue with you on that one. Like Mac Jones to me, we seen him throw for like 2 yards in one game. So that's not saying a lot. And I know you're gonna say, well, it was raining, it was windy, it was Josh Allen was throwing football.
But it's,
Just
yeah.
saying.
It's not great, but you know, whatever.
Just saying, man.
Yo, if you thought that tier was bad, let's go to our next joint.
Oh
And
my
this
gosh,
is
horrible.
strictly handcuff tiers. These are guys that you gotta grab both because neither one is good and neither one has job security. You got with the Carolina Panthers, Sam Darnold and Matt Corral. You got with the Giants, Daniel Jones and Tyrod Taylor. Over in Seattle, Drew Lock and Geno Smith. Atlanta has Marcus Mariota, used to play for the Raiders, along with the rookie Desmond Ryder. You got a rookie I'm excited about if we're talking dynasty, Kenny Pickett and Mitch Trubisky. And ending off this list, Ryan Tannehill, who has fallen so far from grace,
Mm,
late
mm,
with
mm, mm.
Malik
Oh my
Willis.
gosh. Uh, whew, I'm going now. First of all, I want
Yeah,
to say
this tier sucks.
it does.
Yeah,
Um, but I think a lot of these guys that's supposed to be starting are not going to
yeah,
be starting.
yeah,
Like the only person I think that's really safe on this list is probably Tannehill,
yeah.
and
I,
that's
I think there's little chance that he's not the week one starter.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think he's the week one starter, but
yeah,
Mariota, I think he loses his job in
yeah.
camp. Trubisky, I think he loses his job in camp.
I wouldn't
Drew
be
Lock,
surprised by that.
I mean, Geno Smith and Drew Lock, it's the toss
They're
up.
both really
Both bad,
bad.
bad. So,
They're really bad. Uh,
um,
I
I
was
think,
high on Drew Lock a few years ago. I can't make a case for him anymore.
I mean, Drew
Yeah,
Lock probably is going to be the week one starter.
I think so.
I wouldn't go with Geno Smith.
No,
Let's just be real. I think Sam Donald loses his job,
does he
even
even
though
have the job? I don't know. Sam Darnold was
no,
really bad last year, and this is a guy who had my bold prediction on Sam Darnold. He was awful in most of those games.
and Daniel Jones,
Yeah,
I think just because Tyrod is always hurt,
yeah.
or he seems to get hurt every year anyway. He may hold on to the job, but don't play bad because Tyrod coming to get it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
So, I, I personally, I'll go Kenny. I'll go Kenny Pickett.
yeah,
Why take anybody in this list? Malik Willis is probably a dynasty quarterback at
yeah,
best.
yeah.
Um,
As long as
rest of
Derrick Henry is healthy, I think Ryan Tannehill holds that job the whole year. Because if there's a healthy Derrick Henry, then Ryan Tannehill's not as bad. Uh, but let things slip up, and they might want to see what Malik Willis can do. Uh,
well,
but
honestly,
yeah,
if
I'm
I
with
can,
you. Most likely, he's just dynasty. You stash him for
yeah,
years to
I
come.
think. I mean, what people don't understand about Kenny Pickett is Kenny Pickett was in the same building
Yeah,
with the coach because the building is in the same vicinity, literally like
yeah.
2 doors apart from each
Walk
other.
through the same tunnel.
Yep. So they walk right beside each other. So Mike Tomlin actually knows Kenny Pickett. So I think at the end of the day,
Yeah.
it's gonna be crazy. I think Kenny
I'm
Pickett's gonna be
excited
good
about
though.
Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, I
We
think
talked
Kenny
about
Pickett's
our
gonna be.
dynasty league. I'm not afraid to let people know. You better keep your eyes on Kenny Pickett because
Yeah,
I will be gunning for him and gunning for
Ken,
him early
Kenny
ish,
Pickett is
early ish.
definitely gonna be somebody that you be like, I might gotta get him.
I might gotta get him.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Other than
Definitely
that, I'm
Kenny
with you.
Pickett's on the list.
This list for me, I'm more excited from dynasty perspective on some of these quarterbacks than I am on any.
Yeah.
If you have these guys, I feel bad for you because all these guys are terrible. Like I
I
said, at
mean,
this
now I will
point,
say
these
this
are
though.
backup guys that you pick up unless it's dynasty related. Welcome, Orlando Lewis, to the show. Glad you could join us.
The only thing I
Yeah,
look at is they're good. Like for instance, in like a redraft league,
yeah.
if you in a two quarterback redraft league, you pretty much
You
can
got
get
it.
one of
Yeah,
those guys
you
late.
got to. Yeah.
Get them late. Get them
Uh,
late and stash them. Especially the rookies, if they play, then you definitely can be like, oh yeah, I just stash them on the bench and keep it moving. To be
yeah.
honest with you, so
Hey, here's the thing: there's always injuries in fantasy football, just like in the NFL. So at some point, someone in your league is gonna have to pick up one of these guys
oh
and
yeah,
reluctantly play them. So I
you
don't
better
want to be
believe it.
that guy, but it's gonna happen.
And then we got another list. It's not a tier. It's
Yeah,
more of a just a list. And is Jimmy Garoppolo, Baker Mayfield, and Teddy Bridgewater.
yeah.
So what do you do with these guys? We don't know. We don't know where they're going at. We don't know if they're gonna play. Obviously, I know Jimmy ain't playing. We just don't know where he go. Uh,
We know he's not playing for San Francisco, but he might be playing. There's still a chance he gets traded to somewhere.
yeah,
Yeah,
Baker Mayfield, the same thing. All these guys.
yeah,
Jimmy has been excused from minicamp.
yeah.
Baker's been excused from minicamp. Teddy Bridgewater,
It's Teddy
just
Bridgewater.
just Teddy Bridgewater.
He's just there in case things, like you said earlier, go south with Tua. Then, much like he did last year, the only reason Teddy Bridgewater was relevant last year was because Drew Lock was really bad. And
Yeah,
so, if Tua turns out to play poorly, then Teddy Bridgewater becomes relevant. But like I said, none of these guys are ideally on your team at this point in the season. You're waiting to see what happens. If someone gets traded, if someone gets hurt, you can have them on your
yeah.
squad.
I mean,
That's about
basically,
the extent of it. So.
yeah. You're not really. If you got these guys, you're not winning. So
Yep. No.
I'm just saying, just keeping it 100 with you.
Yeah.
You got these guys, don't plan on winning.
Yeah.
I
So
mean, so it is what it is, man.
that's it.
So
Welcome Jasper Lewis, the senior, to this show as well. So those are our quarterbacks. Hopefully
hey,
it'll be a help. We'll have this posted on our social media. I will have it posted on the web page to try to help you guys out as you do your drafts. Um, hey, quarterbacks are the foundation of your team, so
so
you got to
let
have a
us
good one.
know. Let
Yeah,
us know. Hit us in it. Hey, look, y'all can email. Well, y'all can go to the
yeah,
website. Y'all can go to our Instagram, our Facebook. Let us know how y'all feel about the list.
yeah.
If it's trash, let us know it's trash. If
Hey,
it's good, let us know it's good. If you got some questions,
hit
we
us
take
up.
those too. So hey, hit us up. You know how to find us. We here, and it's gonna get hot, real hot, because I'm winning chips this year.
Hey,
So
it's starting to look a lot like fantasy football season.
oh
So
my gosh, I
we're
can't
gonna
wait.
come back next time. We're gonna break down running backs,
Run
and
the
so
backs.
that's another important group we gotta
Yes.
have. So we'll see how it goes. Like Rodney said, let us know what you think about the rankings. What would you do differently? Who do we have too high? Who do we have too low?
Yeah.
Uh, let us know.
Yeah. Let us know. You know where to find us at. We here. We ain't going nowhere.
All right,
All right.
peace out.